Welcome, everybody. Like I said again, you've seen the title. Basically, what I want to do is, talk about this ECOWAS Parliament and the debacle that took place, right? So we're going to build this case because every Sierra Leonean should stay involved. I want every Sierra Leonean should participate in our political climate. If you're complaining about, oh, these politicians, the country, everything is bad, nothing is working, you have no excuse, but you have to educate yourself on what is actually happening politically, because that is the only way we're going to fix Sierra Leone. You see, guys, we all have a responsibility as citizens. We have leaders. We choose them as leaders to represent us. And their job is to represent us and represent us well, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, opposition or that of, the ruling government. Opposition should be opposition. I think, if anything, that is what we should push for. And that is why we should hold our leaders accountable. You know, America, Europe, and all these other places, it's not overnight, right? All these beautiful things that we see, 24-hour electricity, look around me, right? Good roads, hospital, schools for our kids, all of that stuff. It is not overnight. It's not magic. People have to work hard to get to that point. People have to do what they're supposed to do. Everybody has to meet their responsibility. That is what we should do as a nation. That is what we should hold our leaders accountable for. And those are the things we should hold ourselves accountable. So if you're watching me from, Liberia, Nigeria, Gambia, I would love to have one or two of your MPs that were at the ECOWAS Parliament if they really want to discuss some of these issues. But what I want to do, like I said again, this is just the beginning. It's a part one of this whole session. I want to show you guys this ECOWAS session. And the reason is this. A leader of the opposition who is in APC, and that happens to be Cheno Majuba, Honorable Cheno Aremba. This could have been anybody. It could have been Santigi Sise. It could have been more like Kamara, right? But it happens today in Sierra Leone. The leader of the opposition is Cheno Aremba. This is the man who is supposed to represent us and speak for the voice of the voiceless, for the millions of Sierra Leoneans that have been disenfranchised, for all the people that have been killed, the relatives, family, loved ones, right? All of the bad things that has occurred since SLPP came to power. This was his one opportunity leading up to elections. Guys, to win the elections, everybody, every citizen has a responsibility to do their own work. The members of parliament, particularly in the opposition, are the ones that should lead us in this fight. I'm sure we can all agree on that, right? The members of parliament are responsible to lead us in this fight. And that is why it is very crucial, and that is why it's very important that we ensure that these people lead us in this fight to remove President Bio. Our energy is going to be on the SLPP, but at the same time, the opposition should, the ones that are getting paid taxpayers' money, they ain't got to pay them taxpayer money. They are responsible to stand up for the people, therefore lead us on the battlefield. This work that I'm doing, I should not be the one doing this. This should be a member of parliament doing something like this. Have a platform, engage in civic participation, civic education, right? Talking to the people. How many members of parliament you don't have a platform like this? They will tell you they're bigger than social media, but they're not. This is the days of social media. I've showed you guys, President Joe Biden, all of these, former President Anisbai Kuroma, they all have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You know why they have it? Because they know that is where you can reach the people. So members of parliament, for us to kick the SLPP out successively and successfully, it's the members of parliament and the opposition leaders, these people that are vying for positions in the oppositions. Until we can get these people to go against ruling governments in Africa, Africa is not ready to move forward. If we allow them guys there, wait for they lead the battle against these ruling governments, when people's rights are being, vandalized and destroyed every now and again, we've seen what's happened within the 4 years of SLPP. Go all the way from the Makeni massacre, Parembaro prison massacre, Lonsar, Tombo, the killings. So ECOWAS Parliament, like I was saying earlier, is set up for stuff like this. So these guys should lead us in the fight to get rid of the SLPP. They should be forefront and center. Every member of parliament. So sometimes you hear this lazy argument of people telling, oh, elections, they come, now left the opposition, now focus on the ruling government. We can focus on the ruling government for all we want. How much power do we have? How much power do I have? How much power do I have? The only thing I'm doing is waking people up, waking Sierra Leoneans up. These things that I'm saying, can you imagine the weight that it holds if the leader of the opposition speaks like this? Everything that I'm saying, if the leader of the opposition, people can hear him speak like this, when he went to the ECOWAS Parliament to challenge the status quo, speak up for Sierra Leoneans, that has weight, that has power. The international community listens to those people, to the leaders of the opposition, more than they listen to us. So there is no way we can focus on the SLPP to kick the SLPP out. If these guys that should lead us in the fight, if these guys that should be advocating, if these guys that should be leading investigations against the ruling government, like we've seen what has happened. I mean, the NEC commissioner violated the people's rights to register properly. The verification process was flawed. You know, we see they're imposing a PR system. We have called on the leader of the opposition. Section 86.2 gives him the power to summon, you know, the NEC commissioner. Come to Parliament. Come tell us why we have to, you know, divide the registration process. 15 days for the very first time in Sierra Leone's history. For the very first time, even when in 1996, when we had the rebel war, people were registered for at least over 30 days, simultaneously across the country, concurrently across the country. So the leaders of the opposition are the ones that should lead us in this fight. So anyone that is telling you, oh, focus on the opposition, Marabio is going to go. But now, how is Marabio going to go if the people's rights to vote are not protected? Now, NEC has deleted over 250,000 names. The leader of the opposition, Cherno Majuba, who happens to be the leader of the opposition in APC right now, wrote a letter calling for an audit. Instead of summoning the NEC commissioner to come and testify publicly in front of Sierra Leone and the world to tell us why he deleted, you know, 250,000. When are we going to have this audit report? Who's going to conduct this audit? When the parliament itself is an auditing institution by itself, they have the power. The leader of the opposition, Charikoko, can summon the speaker. The speaker shall, within 14 days, honor that call. If 20% of the members of parliament write a letter to say, I want to summon NEC Commissioner Mohamed Kanawi to come and testify. Why should we have to register 15 days? That is what we want to see in Africa. And until we as Sierra Leoneans decide for hold people accountable to that point, we're not going anywhere. I'm telling you, what we have is a joke. What we're up to is a joke. The people that are suffering are just going to continue to suffer. Them picking their way in the foot, they're rotting. Them Belauma where they go born and they die because we don't get proper healthcare facilities. Them bad roads, them all of that, the poor educational standards, what we see. All of that stuff, we do nothing. We're not doing anything. We're not having any results if the people that should lead in this fight not take their place, rightfully so, at the front of this fight to get rid of Marabio. So that is why people like the opposition leaders in parliament and the members of parliament in the opposition should be the ones sent forward. If these guys cannot stand up to the government, then what is the average Sierra Leonean going to say? That is why I'm going to take on this ECOWAS Parliament. Yesterday, I talked about the judiciary and everything. But today, guys, now that I have enough of you guys, I'm going to start, you know, with this ECOWAS Parliament. So
the 2022 second ordinary session of the ECOWAS Parliament, Sierra Leone Country Report. Members of the delegation are as follows. Honorable Cherno Aremba, the leader of delegation. Honorable Sidi Tunis, our speaker. Honorable Veronica Kadisise, myself. Honorable Ajibola Mani Spain, and Honorable Shaka Sama.
Just before we get into the potency of the community parliament itself and whether or not it's fit for purpose at this moment, I'm aware, and majority of Sierra Leoneans are aware, that the head of Sierra Leone's delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament is the parliamentary leader of the opposition, APC, Cherno Ramadan Majuba. So what happened that the report was presented by Honorable Veronica Kadisise in that parliament?
I don't know the background situation of that, but I was in Abuja on Friday and he left on Friday. And Saturday, this report was presented.
No, I come to Senator Snow. Senator Snow said there are 5 members of the delegation. 2 members are not at the opposition. Why are they not here? That question should go to those who are not here, not us. Okay? Those are not questions for us. We are here. Now, but for your information, I want to tell you that our leader of delegation, Honorable Ba, is presently in Sierra Leone. He had an emergency activity to attend to, and he went. So, what can we answer? And he's part of that. Honorable Mani Spain was here, he went out. So I cannot tell you why he went out. But let me tell you this. It is their responsibility as members of the opposition to stay here and listen to the reports and maybe give their comments if they disagree with any thing that is raised here. See, the question should go to them, not to us. And Senator Snow.
First of just generally, with what was presented, and the fact that the head of that delegation comes from your party, but left early. Well, I don't know what happened. Abdul was there. He didn't know either what really transpired. He left on a Friday and the report was presented on a Saturday. What does that speak to in terms of the state of Sierra Leone itself?
Mr. Wise, to be honest with you, it will be unfair if I make any comments about that, because I would have thought that Mr. Fatoma would have been in a position to be able to give us the specifics of what happened. Notwithstanding, I don't know what really operated at the point in time which necessitated the leader to have left, you know. But under normal circumstances, you know, I believe that whoever presented the report should have been able to give details of the report, you know. But I don't know, maybe there is more to go in that footage. But so far, it's like she just gave some kind of brief introduction. Not even brief, I should not put it like that, but just a word, and then presented the report. For me,